FIDICO, Financial Industrial Development and Investment Company, with technical and financial techniques offering the strategy and the opportunity for development in your country. Africa today is a continent at the crossroads. On the one hand, the common third world scenario of poverty and subservience. On the other hand, a new route, a path leading to independence and prosperity. This depends on our ability to solve existing problems and to achieve our true potential. There are basic problems common to all countries in Africa. They lack infrastructure and adequate housing. They have too few people with the technical and management experience to initiate and operate their own companies and industries, including agriculture and other areas of economic activity. They lack education, healthcare, and recreation facilities. And finally, there is the scarcity of finance for independent national development. African countries developed very slowly under colonial rule, as their raw materials were used to enrich the developed Western nations. Then started the battles for independence. During such time, the local economies were badly affected, with infrastructure and industries damaged or destroyed. But in these problems, we can find the opportunities. We can turn adversity into advantage. Our opportunity now lies in the fact that African countries are positioned for a period of major rebuilding and growth. Infrastructure renewal and large-scale housing and economic development must be carried out over the next few years. This situation presents a unique opportunity for innovative development strategies, the beneficial use of cost-saving and competitive new technologies, and for the creation of locally owned projects, businesses, and industries. Our objective is independent national development. Our strategy must be to make use of the specific development period, this window of opportunity to form locally owned turnkey projects and companies to carry out this development work. We have the engineers, scientists, and inventors, and the technology to create new projects and industries. We have unique financial techniques to fund existing and create new local companies to carry out this important phase of your national development. The capabilities we bring to your country have resulted from the combining of the community development pioneers and the innovative engineering and scientific talent of Africa. Mohammed Hassan, the first person to spend more than 20,000 hours to design the sole solution to revolutionize development in Africa.
We believe that Africa must be developed by Africans. And we saw a lot of potentials in Mozambique. It's a very rich country. It has a lot of resources, minerals, raw materials, manpower, access to the sea, very nice environment, very kind people. And now all the rules and regulations is open to help foreigners to join in the development of the country.
PIDICO's chairman, Mohammed Hassan, says the government has in principle awarded the free trade zone in Walfish Bay to his company. Hassan describes the project as the most attractive in Namibia's economy. The project will cost PIDICO an estimated $200 million.
Very, very important project for the economy. It will bring a lot of investment to the country, a lot of jobs to the country. It will improve the economy. It will utilize. It's a very, very rich country. Namibia is a very rich country.
The project will involve developing additional infrastructure such as housing, healthcare, educational and recreational facilities in the town.
PIDICO has invested more than $280 million in the agricultural sector in Namibia. This, being the biggest investment project since Namibia's independence, could create more than 2,000 jobs when it gets into full swing.
PIDICO project is one of the major investments in Namibia since independence. It is going to revolutionize agriculture in this country, particularly in the northeastern part of the country, in the Caprivi Strip, where the first two major projects are to be launched within next week.
PIDICO is a very unusual company. Basically, we are a group of innovators who came together to create the opportunity to realize our innovative potential. it's very difficult for the innovator or the inventor to function in a developed environment where you have to fight the normal barriers to resistance. And we basically organized an environment for innovation where we were able to use our scientists, our engineers, our inventors to be able to utilize their talents.
More than 2,500 unemployed Namibians will soon have work through an agricultural project to be launched by PEDICO's subsidiary in the country. The managing director of the Industrial, Agricultural Development and Investment Company, Dr. Mohamed Aziz, arrived in Namibia today to start recruiting workers in the Caprivi. PEDICO has invested more than $280 million in our agricultural sector.
And we'll have the overall rights and the overall interest. Why PEDICO? PEDICO applied and they made a proposal to the government that they want to establish such a zone. There was no other applications, so Cabinet approved PEDICO.
The African Dream. 1,000 new communities and 50,000 educational, healthcare, and economic centers spread all over Africa and divided proportionally according to the typography and the population of each African country. These new communities will specialize in the areas of agro-industrial communities, mining communities, fishing communities, touristic communities, and industrial free zone. Each community consists of 35,000 homes, 20,000 economy homes, 14,000 medium-class homes, 1,000 luxury homes with a complete infrastructure and social service. And to reach deprived African people with education, healthcare, and job opportunities. 50,000 education, healthcare, and economic centers that will cover 20 million square kilometers to support economic activities, especially in agriculture and livestock production, making each of these centers serve a square of 20 kilometers by 20 kilometers. Each center has a display screen to receive science, culture, and entertainment by national and tribal language, and on the cultural level, appropriate for the site of each center. These centers also provide free of charge healthcare for the residents living in the surrounding area and economic activities in the field of agriculture and livestock. The Pan African Merchant Bank will be one of our financial techniques that aims to open letters of credit for African bilateral trade using African currencies as a start towards a united African market as well as a united African currency. The Pan African Insurance Company will be used to have insurance policies for all African trade and investments to cover all risks. And due to the fact that this Giga project requires a lot of expertise from African and foreign personnel, including teachers, doctors, engineers, and managers, which is expected to reach up to 5.6 million people, the Pan African Airlines, with a fleet of 200 aircraft, will facilitate all transportation needs. This project will achieve a quantum leap in communications. Satellites, WiMAX, and fiber optic cable networks will be launched. And with millions of Africans using all those technologies, this will generate the first Spiders Information Network, the African Internet. These new communities are interconnected with the old cities by a wide range of means. 8-lane concrete highways and a railway network of 100,000 kilometers. In addition, we will utilize 70,000 kilometers of natural lake and rivers and 30,000 kilometers of shoreline as an easy, cost-effective, and immediate transportation network. All aspects of agricultural, industrial, educational, therapeutic, and recreational centers will face the enemies of Africa's monopolists of wealth. For that, security precautions will entail linking with the defense system, satellites, and communication networks of the African Union and the Ministry of Defense and Interior of each African country. The development vehicle of the African Dream has 4 wheels to move. The first wheel is the finance. No single country in Africa will have any share in the financing of this Giga project. So how are we going to finance the African dream, which will cost us $6 trillion over the next 15 years? Through MK38 unconventional financing technologies, we don't invest and we don't borrow, but we generate enough funds to make the project self-financed. Those technologies were practiced in Zambia, Zaire, Mozambique, Namibia, Tanzania, Morocco, and South Africa. The second wheel is MK Building Technology. The best, the fastest, the cheapest, the ideal building system for poor and rich people. Our 4 building components that are manufactured from sand allows us to rapidly erect homes in an easy interlocking fashion. This enables us to build 10 homes a day in each location with only 90 workers. One component is soil compaction, using an impact compactor. Also, we use oil refineries waste to form a strong and insulated surface. Second, MK bricks that interlock in all directions to build walls. Third, flooring materials using MK flooring panels covered by halftone and 3-dimension pictures. And finally, we cover roofs using interlocking and overlapping roofing panels. The third wheel is education. Education is the sole solution for future prosperity in Africa. African nations have not been able to fund nor produce the basic education infrastructure from books to teachers to schools. More than 50% of Africans are illiterate. Our visual reality technology concept will convert school books into drama and suspense. These academic, cultural, animated 3D videos will grab children's and adults' attention to learn. These screens will receive their streams from our African satellites. The project also consists of building 40,000 schools, 40 schools in each city, where 4 million teachers will work with students that will each have access to their own computer. The fourth wheel is the implementation of new technologies. The MK earth-moving technologies enables us to rapidly create canals and lakes while being cost-efficient to be used for irrigation and fish farms. We're using water in the most effective manner by using it once for fish farming and then reusing that fertile fish water in agricultural irrigation. Foxcraft's Magic Box technology is another tremendous technology used to create artificial lighting to enrich water with nitrogen. Also, as Power Tower energy technology is a great way to generate cost-efficient and clean electricity from wind in a horizontal method. Using Professor El Kholi technology to split water's components and generate power from hydrogen. His other technology consists of concave mirrors reflecting the sun rays onto a focusing lens to produce a light beam of 400 to 2000 degrees Celsius to be used for clean energy. Wolf Stintz's polycarbon fiber seamless pipes are not only more durable but are far cheaper than your standard steel pipe, and they can be manufactured in any size or diameter. We believe that enough successful communities can make a successful country, and enough successful countries can make a successful continent of Africa. Community development means infrastructure, housing, and social services. It also means the creation of the economic activity required to support each community. Africa is to be developed by Africa. This is the philosophy of FIDICO and dictates the strategies which we would use to develop and carry out in your country. And there's another urgent task for FIDICO. The pressure is on developing countries to privatize their industries. This is occurring at a time when they and their people have the least possible financial resources. With these industries going to tenders, who will succeed in gaining control of critical parts of the economy? You can only ensure the freedom you have struggled for and go forward as a nation with a future if you can retain a reasonable degree of economic independence. FIDICO represents an urgent and immediate solution to this critical problem. FIDICO will assist the existing directors, managers, workers, and the local public to acquire the shares of these nationally critical industries and companies. Your people must be able to participate effectively in the development and economic activity of their own country. The existing industries and development opportunities must remain local assets, if not in the hands of the government, in the hands of interested, competent citizens. Capable people must be trained and given the opportunity to make their contribution to national development, to their own and the country's benefit. Such people must be appropriately supported both with financial and innovative initiatives. Turnkey projects will be financed 100% by FIDICO and nothing by the local participants. This high-risk venture capital requires no collateral or interest, but reasonable repayment terms of the loan plus 20 to 30% profit share until full repayment. Construction requirements alone will support many local organizations and presents the opportunity to create local companies in building construction, road and earthworks, building components, equipment manufacturing, and engineering companies, etc. FIDICO offers a share market system compatible with all African requirements. In conclusion, the time has arrived in Africa for innovative strategies and dedicated effort to solve problems in our emerging countries. The countries of Africa are ideally suited to benefit from the use of new ideas, concepts, and technologies. They also have the required resources, potential, and national enthusiasm. Many of our leaders in all spheres of activity understand, appreciate, and support innovation, sustainable growth, and independent viability, the factors of future national success. But we must have the degree of independence necessary to influence our future. The objectives of FIDICO are the results of local experience and consideration of international factors and influences. With the world community in an unusual state of change and realignment of wealth and influence, the time is now and the place is Africa. FIDICO is the vehicle designed to make it happen, to assist your country on the road to viability, and to win for you a favorable position in the future hierarchy of nations. FIDICO means stability in the land of your future.